Hello and welcome back to GUS Weekly, the show that talks about all the random stories I found while scrolling through the internet. I don't find it all, and I don't have time for it all, so here's a snippet of what I found this week. People are coming together making strides towards a combined finish line at this year's 128th annual Boston Marathon. The marathon brings in around 30,000 runners every year. So the winners for this year's Boston Marathon: for the men's, Sisay Lema with a time of 2:06:17, and for the second year in a row, Helen O'Beary with a time of 2:22:37 for the women's. So the sources say that temperatures today in Boston were in the high 60s and reached upwards of 70 degrees, which apparently caused some issues for the runners who were dealing with the heat. I know a couple marathon runners myself, and the dedication people put into events like this, just races in general, is incredible. It's day in, day out. It's running 30, 40 kilometers a week. You're just putting it all out there. You're going as fast as you can. These people are running 26.2 miles in 2 hours. I run a half marathon in 2 hours and 45 minutes. So they're running twice as fast as me, not even faster. I just want to say incredible work to those who dedicated their time and efforts towards training for something like this. It's not easy, and being able to put your body through that, being able to put your mind through that, just takes a different breed of person. And I just want to say, incredible job to everyone who is running today. And on the topic of races, we're a couple weeks out from the Kentucky Derby, and horse headlines seem to be making their way to the front pages. A racehorse was recently found and reported trying to catch a ride in the subway in New South Wales in Australia. A transport authority saw the horse and notified locals of a missing individual wearing only a rug and demonstrating a bit of horseplay. Sources say he followed safety guidelines of waiting behind the yellow line, and he even attempted to board the train. The individual eventually moved and found his way to a car park, where the owner ended up finding him and picking him up. The Post concluded that no one in the incident is intending of taking any further action, as the individual was just horsing around. And on to our final story. Will this be the year that people finally uncover the truth of Loch Ness? This year marks the 90th anniversary of Sir Edward Mountain's expedition in search of the Loch Ness Monster. Locals are hoping to reach the US government agency, NASA, to request use of imaging technology that might aid them in the search of the monster. Thanks for tuning into this week's edition of GUS Weekly. I'm your host, Gus, and as always, I'll be leaving you off with some Fortnite motivation. One medikit is worth more than 10 bandages. All my sources will be linked down in the description. Be sure to check them out if you want to read more about these stories.